hot garbage. We started with hot garbage to a 1-4 start for the Washington Commanders. We saw some sunshine. There were some brighter days. Middle part of the season, just like last year. We won 6 out of our 7 games. And then we ended with the way Abdullah just showed you. And Noah as well. Hot
trash can gang
garbage. This team, I can't say it wasn't expected. A couple of weeks ago, I put out a tweet saying, will we actually are you guys confident that we'll get over 7 wins for the first time in Ron Rivera's 3 years here in DC? Because I wasn't confident at all. Got some pushback. And we're still at 7 wins after 4 weeks of going winless. That is the state of the Washington Commanders now in 2022. New year, same crappy team. That is the fate of this Washington franchise. I'm sorry to say, we are all fans, but I think the biggest thing, two big things before Abdullah and Noah here chime in. First off, I'm sorry. I get it. Ron Rivera, great character, great man, great leader of men. He needs to be fired. He needs to be fired. Especially if he loses next week. I don't care how good the Cowboys are. That will make it so that we have 3 straight 7-win seasons. What other coach in the NFL would keep their job after 3 strait 7-win seasons?
The legend himself, Jeff Fisher.
I mean, yeah. And even then, all of us fans wanted this man in St. Louis to get fired back then. Ron Rivera needs to get fired. I hate to say, again, great man. Abdullah talks about it in all of his videos. I see his videos. He always starts off by saying he's a great man. We saw him in person. Yada, yada, yada. He needs to be fired. That's it. That's it. And all the people want to push back. You guys just don't want to be a part of a winning franchise. I'm sorry. I am going to talk my talk right now. I'm sorry. Next thing. Wentz. I don't even know how I could start. I'll just say this. When we acquired Carson Wentz, on March 8th, 2022, I was taking a nap that day. I think I had an exam, and I took a nap. I woke up to the news. I think Noah's text was the first one I saw in our group chat, and I was disgusted because I knew right then and there I was never a fan of Carson Wentz, and I knew that this team, it was typical of this coaching staff to go after the mid option and then for the season to turn out the way it has. I've been saying for 9 months now, Carson Wentz is not it. I don't care about his arm talent. The last few years, he has just shown the NFL that he's not been it. He's been traded from one team to the next. If he stays past this season here in Washington, I think that tells you all you need to know about this franchise. But guys, for all the pushback, we got plenty of pushback on this channel. Plenty of pushback over the months saying, guys, why are you so harsh on Carson Wentz? Why, yada, yada, yada. Oh my gosh, come on, $28 million, which was a waste. We paid him this money. We traded assets for him. Of course he's going to be a good option for us. Abdullah, what are your thoughts on this game?
Okay, the Commanders suck. You said that, you summed that up right there. But it's just so despicable that we look like the team that was tanking, the team that had something to play for. But again, we disappoint. The Cleveland Browns, they had nothing to play for. Deshaun Watson, a game where, hey, I'm a bounce back. 2 years this man didn't play football, and he looked like the Houston Deshaun Watson out there. Amari Cooper owns this team in Washington.
Oh my gosh. Thank you for saying it.
All over us. Logan Thomas just dropping passes like he doesn't know how to catch a ball. There's just so many things wrong with this team. F.A. Obata doesn't know when to tackle the QB for twice, 2 sacks in a row. I generally don't understand. Even my father, who doesn't even watch the game, was like, there is no one in the stands. There's a reason why there's no one in the stands. This team sucks, plain and simple. Yes, I know. I made that video saying Carson Wentz will lead us to the playoffs. Boy, was I wrong. Left hand down, all hands down. This team is garbage from top to bottom, and it forever will be. What's the debate about Carson Wentz and Taylor Heineke? What's the point? there's really no point. Both of them have their flaws, and they're major flaws. And Coach Ron Rivera, I mean, like, what is there to say? You went back to him. You go. You at the beginning of the season, you say quarterback's the reason why we're losing, and you go to Heineke, and then you go back to Carson. Like, where is it? And it's just more frustrating when the New York Football Giants clinched a playoff spot today when they literally had a new head coach, new system, new everything, and we're still playing from behind. The only team in the NFC East that doesn't make the playoffs. Of course, it's this team in Washington. It completely sucks, and I'm just tired of ranting, but that's just the reality of the situation. So, go ahead, man.
So, I guess the best for last, not much more else to say, but I think one thing and more of a neutral approach. Weirdly not having a more neutral take shows how bleak the future of this team is. Because like you said, there has to be something said about the culture we said in the live stream last week. We're in a must-win scenario. It's okay. Honestly, if they lost in overtime, they lost to a close game, we as fans can't be too disappointed. You know, we can't just guarantee every single win. But just the way they came out here was just embarrassing. You know, you can put it on Wentz. Wentz played terrible, but it just how does this happen? It happens we talked about it last year. Either the offense plays well, defense plays horribly, defense plays well, plays horribly. We finally had a moment, where everything's equal. They both played terribly. And we got the sacks. Great. We got the 5 sacks. All 20 fans were cheering for those sacks. But at the end of the day, what are we doing as a team, as an identity? Scott Turner, okay, everyone's putting the blame on Ron Rivera. Definitely on the blame.
Oh.
Scott Turner is the worst offensive coordinator in the league. I'm telling you this right now. When we need to play cautious, he'll try to do 40-yard bombs. Today, when we're behind, what are we doing? Why is Logan Thomas getting 7 targets and only getting like 50 yards? The last quarter definitely was the most frustrating quarter of football I've ever seen in my entire life. Keep in mind, like you said, meanwhile, the Browns, super methodical. Deshaun Watson he had 18 pass attempts. He had 18 pass attempts for 3 touchdowns. Amari Cooper is a part-time owner of the Commanders. He had 5 receptions for 108 yards. What are we doing? All we need to worry about, literally, Watson, Chubb, and Cooper. And they all went off. 100 yards rushing for Chubb. Watson looks like Houston, like you said, Houston version of Deshaun. And over 100 yards for Amari Cooper. What are we doing? And they refuse to change the defense. We keep trying to do all this all-out blitz, and then great. You get 5 sacks on paper, 300-plus yards passing, almost 200 yards rushing. That's a joke. That's a joke. Who cares if you get sacks? This is not Madden. This is not Madden. There's no momentum meter. I don't understand. There's terrible play calling on the defense. And the offense, we're so far down. Why are we trying to chip down the field? If you're so afraid of Wentz throwing another interception, bench him. Our playoff hopes are over. We put anybody in there. Put a trash can in there for all we care. There's no semblance of a culture. It's just this QB carousel with 2 quarterbacks. I love Heineke and I love Wentz. We met them in person. They're great guys. Just not NFL starting quarterbacks anymore. Wentz cannot start in the NFL anymore. I don't care if he got that rushing touchdown. That was garbage time when he got that touchdown. It just blows my mind that Scott Turner still has a job in this league, and it's a pure. That's what this is going to be a little off kilter, but
Rivera.
Exactly. There's too much. That's the example of a nepotism hire. His time in Carolina, he does not deserve to be an offensive coordinator in this league. There's a lot of nepotism hires, and that's why, look, Daboll was a coach at Alabama, worked his way up. There's no nepotism to his background. He earned his spot as a head coach of the Giants. You can see the scrappiness. The coaches, the players go around Daboll. They're like, yo, this guy was a nobody. Brian Daboll was a nobody 5 years ago. He worked his way. He worked his ass off to get to Alabama, and then now he's a head coach of the Giants. So when the injuries started coming, Wan'Dale Robinson goes down, Slayton's going down. They got Richie James, number 1 receiver. They can believe in a guy that really fought his way through, and that's what Rivera used to be like. He was an NFL player that earned his way in the coaching ranks, but now he's just got these dinosaurs. Jack Del Rio, dinosaur. Scott Turner, dinosaur. All these nepotism hires are just affecting this franchise. And a lot of the league is realizing now you can't be doing nepotism hires anymore in this league. The culture affects the team and affects the performance. That's why some of the best coaches are absolute outsiders in the league. The Dolphins may be struggling right now, but they have a culture turnaround. Outside coach. You look at Broncos right now. Hackett, nepotism hire. He was a good coordinator for the Packers. Look how terrible they are. So even when the times go tough, you don't have the leadership. You don't have a backbone. You got two dinosaurs as your coordinators. I mean, it reflects on the field. We're losing. We had to win. And you're throwing a slant to Logan Thomas. Bro, Logan Thomas is not going to be a commander next year. And he's not Rob Gronkowski. He's not Travis Kelce. We're losing. What is happening? I got a whole rant, but I think that's the biggest problem. The biggest problem is not like we need some miracle guy to save us. We need Sam Corral to somehow be Tom Brady. We don't need any new personnel for the most part. On paper, it's great, and on the stats, they're doing pretty well. It comes to the organization, the ownership, the GM, the coaching, nepotism after nepotism, favorite hires, your buddy. It's not a good old boys club. We suck. We got to get some outside talent. We got to bring in a lot of new people because we need to change the organization. And I hope that Dan Snyder has forced to sell the team because with a new owner, they're going to bring in a whole new organization, and that's what we need. We need a whole reset. We need to just tank. It's okay to tank. If next year we need to figure things out, get a new coach, new offensive system, new defensive system, that's totally fine. Because all this nepotism hire is adding up, is piling up, and now look what happened. Our franchise is a joke. It's crazy to say that the Texans might have more momentum than the Commanders do next year. The Texans have the worst record in football, but they have the top pick. They have Laramie Tunsil, who is an all-pro left tackle, a top 5 left tackle in this league, and they have Dameon Pierce. They have better building blocks than us. How do the Texans have a better future than us? That's a joke. It's ridiculous.
Okay. Lots to unpack there. I'll say this. I don't agree with that take because for as bad as we are, we do have building blocks on this team. We have a Deron Payne who, yes, he's going to be a free agent after the season, but I'm very confident. I'm not confident in many things with this team, but I'm very confident that we'll at least franchise tag him this upcoming season. And he has 11.5 sacks as an interior defensive tackle this year. I think we need to applaud him more and really appreciate what he's done. He's not even in the Pro Bowl, not an all-pro. Well, we'll see if he's an all-pro, but not even in the Pro Bowl. That's a travesty, but it is what it is. Popularity contest, yada, yada, yada. But I will say this. I mean, we have a Brian Robinson who did some good things on the ground today. We have Jonathan Allen, who was injured earlier today, Deron Payne, Montez Sweat, Chase Young, Jamin Davis, who has bounced back this season after a very lackluster first year. We have obviously Scary Terry. We have Jahan Dotson, who did some good things over the last couple of weeks, although was not really too much of a factor today. I think he had another drop today, which is kind of crazy for the sure-handed Dotson that we thought we were getting. We have a Curtis Samuel as well. We have some pieces on this team. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to act like the sky is falling. We don't have talent. This is not 2019. Okay. This is not 2019 when we were 3-13. We had no talent. No talent. Jonathan Allen was here, but he wasn't the player that he is right now, or really the last couple of seasons. Right? We had our running back situation was in flux. The whole Darius guy, a lot of things. Right? Scary Terry, after his rookie season, was our best offensive weapon. Like, I love Scary Terry, but after one season, for you to be our best offensive weapon, kind of says, the state of our offense back then. Our defense was atrocious too. Oh my gosh, don't get me started there. But so I'm not going to act like the sky is falling. But yes, we have a lot of deficiencies on this team. Not some, a lot. And for all the people out there, I think Brandon was in the chat earlier. He is a Cowboys fan. But I know I don't know, bro. Like, no, I feel like just me like having a handle for like our Twitter page and stuff, it really gets me a good feel for like how other fans are thinking about this team and stuff, and just like I don't know, and their responses towards certain things around this team. And it's like even what we're saying right now, a lot of people, not people in the chat because they know us, they know our content and stuff, but there are gonna be some people who are like, you guys you shouldn't let a Cowboys fan like Brandon like talk down on this team. You should bash him back because they're the Cowboys, yada, yada, yada. They're our rivals. And it's like, No, because our team gives us nothing to bash other teams with. Like at this point, like I literally don't talk down on any other team because we have no right. I saw some comments on Twitter saying, "Oh, ha ha, look at Deshaun. He's starting off slow. He made this penalty. Bro, we have no room to criticize other teams. Being a fan of this team, bro. Like we just don't. We just don't. I'm not saying you can't do it as a friendly back and forth, but like sometimes it just goes too far. Sorry, that was a tangent, but
like everyone, like you said, the QB thing, everyone's begging for the Deshaun Watson. Bro, Deshaun Watson, if he joined the Commanders tomorrow, I know his past, whatever. In terms of pure talent, he's the best quarterback we had in a decade. Well, I mean,
thank you.
That just shows you the state of our state.
I would say Dan Snyder. I mean, maybe even more than that, bro. Like, yeah.
Guys, I want to go back to Scott Turner. I mean, dude, it was 4th and 1 at their 40. A pitch to Jonathan Williams. Ryan Robinson. Ryan Robinson was coming. I was like, let's go beat Rob, feed him. And I see him go back. I'm like, holy crap, there's no way. A pitch to Jonathan Williams. Are you kidding me? Carson Wentz throwing ducks on checkdowns. Like, you can't make this up. I mean, Carson, a pure heart, great man, but on the football field, this man has the fall of this MVP 2017. And Carson Wentz now, bro, like, that's a crime. Whoever, I don't know what happened to that man. Confidence shattered. I mean, ability to play this game is gone. Wow, just incredible. Bro cannot move at all. It's a statue. I feel so bad for the man. He probably won't even be a backup. I mean, maybe he will be, but he's going to be gone after this season. Taylor Heineke, I love his heart. But Coach Ron Rivera, I mean, the fans booing when Jonathan Allen is hurt. Fans wanting Heineke. Like, there's just so many things wrong with this team, man. We're going back and forth. And again, guys, it's just more frustrating when the whole NFC East is dominating. The Giants, it's 1 year. Like, everyone thought the Giants were going to win. I thought they were going to win 3 to 4 games max. But look, it's a culture change. We're still stuck in the same freaking place. The Eagles and Cowboys, as much as we talk trash, we're still the laughing stock of the NFC East, laughing stock of the NFL. And it's just so frustrating. And I can't, for the life of me, like, Scott Turner, 4th and 1 pitch. I genuinely don't understand what is that. It's just, and then the awful tackling, the effort. It's just not. It's not.
Kendall Fuller.
Dude, there was one play. I want to go back to it. Efe Obada missed the sack. Chase Young missed the sack. And Deshaun Watson legitimately just threw it to his offensive lineman. Like, even the commentators were like, bro, that he didn't know what to do. And it was the first half where Wentz and Deshaun Watson were both playing terrible. But obviously, the second half, Watson goes off. So, again, it's just really frustrating. And I know the Packers will win today. I know we're not mathematically eliminated, but it's over, guys. It's been over. We were 7-5 not too long ago. And now look where we are. And if we don't see Sam Howell next week, like, dude, I don't even know what's the point of even trying to watch that game.
Yeah, I mean, I just think that, David Deasy, to your point, Abdul, as well, like, we got to give a chance to Sam Howell. But I think ultimately, seeing some – that's the problem, though. It's just seeing his mechanics, seeing him play. He is a rookie. We'll see if he develops, but I don't know. He has the talent to be a franchise guy. It's one of those things where every so often we have a young rookie quarterback, and we're like, this guy could be the potential guy. Doesn't end up doing anything. So we have nothing to lose. We might as well try to start him against the Cowboys. But the problem is, too, that's what's so bad about the coaching situation, is that are you really going to throw a rookie in there against one of the best defenses in the league? Yes, they're going to continue to play. I see some people in the chat say, "Oh, they might bench some people," but they're still playing. Trying to get the momentum and some seeding. They're going to play at least half of their starters, and at minimum, all their starters for the first half. Are we really going to throw Sam Howell into the fire? Is that really smart to develop? So that's one thing too. Is like, see, now we're in a problem. Like, if we wanted to play Howell, we should have done it today, when it was over. Like, it was like, I'm like, you put Wentz there, you can dress your third quarterback, or even just maybe scratch Heineke if he's not going to even play, and then put Howell in there when there's nothing to lose. Now it's like, okay, we either have to play him against one of the best defenses in the league and destroy this young man's confidence, or we just don't play him at all and maybe we'll play next year. I mean, that's just terrible. It goes back to the coaching. It's terrible coaching decision-making there. Like, it was just very confusing about this whole situation. And on top of that, in the beginning of the season, we were going back and forth, a lot of quarterbacks, a lot of roster spots to be had. They didn't want to put him on the practice squad right away. Then they put him on the practice squad. There's so much back and forth. It's like, what is this? Like, you're destroying the young man's confidence, and that's a problem. If he has any semblance of talent, it's not going to happen. And watching that at this rate, we're constantly putting him back and forth. He's getting no play time, obviously, and he's on the practice squad. Then he's on the active roster. Then he gets back to the practice squad, and then now, let's play him against the Cowboys and get lit up. Bro, he's going to get lit up. And then what's it going to do for the young guy's confidence? I mean, it's a carousel. It makes no sense. So that comes from the coaching. Again, like the stat, like Nazi said, we have a lot of good players. It's just the coaching is horrible. Scott Turner, I'm sorry if you're seeing this, but sorry, bro.
If you're seeing this, Scott, you did.
Yeah, Scott, you are the worst.
I don't apologize.
Like Matt Canada looks like Bill Belichick, bro. You make Matt Canada look like Bill Belichick, the worst offensive coordinator in the freaking league. I'm sorry, the worst coordinator in the league.
The fact that we had Kevin O'Connell before this man too, but
and
we extended
Kevin O'Connell, Kyle Shanahan,
Sean McVay,
Mike McDaniel,
Matt LaFleur,
or McDaniel,
Daniel. Bro, we've had them all.
Probably some guy right now on this staff is probably going to be
we had the infinity gauntlet of coaches, and then we ended up with freaking Scott Turner.
And also at head coach, that was the complete opposite with Jay Gruden and then Rivera. No. Yeah.
But that's another nepotism hire. Jay Gruden was a nepotism hire. It's just like John Gruden's brother. He was a decent offensive coordinator. How's he a head coach?
Yep. Jacksonville got rid of him after a year, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Exactly. He's not in the league anymore. Like,
yeah.
No, guys, I will say though, I was thinking we keep Rivera, but after this botch change at QB, I think he has to be gone. You have to go out.
He has to go. He has to go.
Mm-hmm. Yes, man, we were rooting for Wentz too, man. I mean, he's such a nice guy. Like,
who?
At least I was.
We? Are we speaking French now? We?
No. Well, Nazi was a hater, but
I was rooting for the team. I'm not a hater. I'm not a hater.
You're proven right.
I was rooting for the team. I wanted us to win, whether Wentz did well or not. That's my mindset this entire season. Whoever's that quarterback, I want us to win first and foremost because I'm a fan of this team. In terms of Wentz, though, I never was a believer. We talked about this at the beginning. Since March 8th, I woke up, saw your text, and I was like, come on.
Okay, we saw his kind of an arm. Like, if he comes in healthy, maybe he can do something. Looked promising for 2 weeks, and then, yeah, man, just not the option. Hey, if we want to get more washed-up quarterbacks, hey, remember I talked about the beginning of the year. We can get Derek Carr. We definitely can get him now. He's washed. We can get him. We'll get him for sure now.
The Washington way, baby.
Yes, sir. Hey, maybe Devontae Adams will come in, and we'll still mess him up somehow. We'll have Adams, we'll have Curtis Samuel, we'll have Scary Terry and DeHaan Dotson, and we'll still score 17 points a game.
Scott Turner will call a pitch on 4th and 1.
It's a pitch to some random running back. God bless.
God bless America. Man.
I mean,
I don't know what more there is to say.
With injuries, I know Cam Curl, Antonio Gibson, St. Juice were out, and we lost Jonathan Allen. But again, this game was literally for the taking. It was supposed to be our game, and I know they're off topic, but the mascot being revealed, who the heck cares? First of all, it was no surprise. Major Tutty. I saw so many guys on Twitter saying, put Major Tutty in at QB, and someone said in the comment section. It's just, and then the Hogs suing the team. I mean, what else is new? Yeah, we suck on the field, but that's just what's happening off the field too, you know?
Yeah, Major Tutty out there at quarterback would be the closest our quarterbacks would get to a touchdown, bro.
Well, the worst part is Major Tutty looks so goofy, bro. I was like, they revealed it. I'm like, oh my, maybe he'll grow over time. Like, I thought Benny the Bull for the Bulls was goofy, but so many L's. How was our mascot an L? Like, even our mascot's an L. Like, what?
Bro. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to say anymore. Dave got it, bro. Dave got it. I mean, Dave knows. I think Dave has been one of our most consistent viewers, like, since the beginning. He knows. He knows how.
What Dave at QB, dude?
Bro, anybody, bro.
Well, Dave QB1, bro. Still better. It's still gonna be better than Wentz.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, if you look back before I delete the videos, I was like the big fan. But I mean, like, I don't want
I
to
know
be
you
like,
were. I know
but
you were.
I'm
That's,
not either- I don't want to be a guy like, you know,
Let- can I say something?
like, hey, I don't like any of these guys. Let me just roll with and say that I was right all along. Like, obviously, I'm gonna root for someone.
no, I'm rooting for the team. No, I do root for players on this team. But in terms of wins, I wouldn't say rooting. I wanted him to win us games. I will say that. And I wanted him to like throw touchdowns out there. But in terms of like what my stance was and me like wanting to change, well, I want it to be wrong too. I want it to be wrong. I'll admit that as well. But I wasn't. And I mean, again, I'm not usually like this in life, right? I don't usually like on anything I do. But in terms of my sports takes, I don't know. It's just like a different thing. And it's like, come on, Walker here.
Bro.
No, I'm sorry. I appreciate your comment and your view. But no. He brought Wentz here. He kept saying, I don't want you guys. Basically, his response in press conferences. Remember how they bashed what's his name, Scott Abraham, for how he asked the question to Carson Wentz and how and remember how like Rivera had to stand up for his quarterback that he brought here to DC, $28 million this year, a waste of money for a guy. And Taylor Heineke, who you guys know I don't like either, but he's still about the same type of quarterback who's only making what, $4 million this year.
Bro, screw it. Let's put in Jake Fromm, bro. Let's put in Jake Fromm. Y'all forgot we got him. We signed him off the Bills practice squad. Let's get that guy in there. Let's get Georgia's trash can in there. Let's go.
All right, there has to be some positive. Oh, for some reason, I know it wasn't a big difference, but seeing Jared Patterson return kicks, I'd like that. I don't know why. It just looked
we
like
talked about that weeks ago. That should have been happening weeks ago.
That's what I'm saying. I'm so happy.
Franchise.
Yeah, I'm. That was good. Danny Johnson had some nice breakup. Deron Payne obviously needs to be paid. Joey Slye made a kick.
Barely,
but I don't know. Guys, be honest. Is Dan selling this team this offseason or no? Like, I just don't want to fall for this.
He won't. He won't. I have no faith.
I'm saying 60%, yes.
60. I feel like he's gonna have to be forced to sell. The NFL will have to force him to sell a team. He's never gonna sell it on his own free will. That's just reality. So I don't know. We start Jake Fromm. Let's do what the Texans did. I mean, the Texans were desperate enough to start Jeff Driscoll and Allen in the same game. So why not do Howell one half, little Fromm the other half, and we'll lose 40-17, and then we go to the offseason.
Worse than Donovan McNabb, though, in my opinion.
Yes, name.
They use Jeremy's Reese, man.
Again, Frost 40 below. Appreciate the comment. You might not know. I know Dave for sure knows this. I haven't been a fan of either of the quarterbacks I even tweeted out earlier this week. I'm not gonna waste my energy because Noah. Everybody was talking about how they were either on the Heineke boat or the Wentz boat, and it was like there's no in between. And I just put out a tweet earlier this week saying I'm not going to waste my energy comparing these quarterbacks because I don't like either of them. I don't think either of them are the solution here in DC. So why waste my time talking up Carson Wentz or talking up Taylor Heineke when I know they're both fall flat, regardless of who's starting, right? But I still agree with this take, right? If you're going to go with two mid options, might as well go with the one that's $4 million and maybe save some money to sign a Brandon Sheriff back here in DC or sign other players that you might need on the offensive line in the offseason last year. Rather than waste, $24 extra billion. Like, yep.
I mean, yeah. That just comes, but that comes down to what we talk about every single week. We always talk about certain players, they play well or they play bad, but it always comes down to the coaching, comes down to the organization. I mean, those silly, terrible mistakes like that. What is happening? I mean, what is happening? And yeah,
bro, mistakes like that get coaches fired. And I would say general managers, but come on, Rivera is basically a general manager. Like, this man is literally – he's been controlling the entire football operation in D.C. Even Jason Wright, our guy Jason Wright, was talking about how, he controls the business side and Rivera controls the football side, and it is what it is. So I'm putting the blame squarely at the feet of Rivera, and this is a fireable offense.
Mm-hmm. Man, it just hurts to see because I love Ron and see what he did in Carolina. I mean, it just I don't know what that disconnect was. He built up Carolina And that was all draft picks. That's all guys they developed. Cam Newton, Luke Kuechly, Thomas Davis, Steve Smith, DJ Moore. I mean, Olsen coming over, he was washed from the Bears, and they revitalized his career. And then in the new era, Brian Burns, Jeremy Chin. Like, I don't understand what happened. I really don't understand what happened. And like I said, it could be a big part of, they let Ron have a lot more responsibility in Washington. There was the more established GM in Carolina, but gave him the keys to the city, and yeah, all that happened.
Yeah. Yep. Well, we're not going to hold you guys in the comments for too long. And this team is frustrating. Again, I expected us to not make the playoffs this season after. Did I say that in our last live stream or the live stream before that, or in our group chat? I don't know which is which, guys. I'm sorry, but I did say it. I did not think that this team was going to make the playoffs, given how the last couple of weeks have been and stuff. And I don't know why people. Again, this goes back to Twitter, Noah, and me getting a good feel for how people feel in the fan base. Bro, people are way too optimistic about this game. They were talking about the Browns as if they were like the Houston Texans, 1-1 and whatever the record is. Like, I know the Browns are 6-9, but they also did not have Deshaun Watson for 11 games. Deshaun Watson, even though he started slow, like, come on, bro. Like, he literally just needs to shake the rust off, and he's going to be maybe not back to where he was, but he's going to be a very good quarterback. And it's like a lot of people were trashing this Browns team thinking, oh, they have no chance against us. We're the more talented team. We got Carson Wentz and his big R back here in D.C. Oh, my gosh, it's going to be an easy game for us to win. No, I'm not bashing people who had us winning, okay? There's a difference between having us winning and then thinking it's going to be a cakewalk. Far too many people thought it was going to be a cakewalk on Twitter. But
nothing more to say.
I remember when I vividly remember the commentator literally saying, oh, Myles Garrett has been really quiet today. And I swear to God, the next play, this man sacks Carson. I'm like, bro, this has to be scripted, dude.
Bro, he was right there, like right in front of the center too. He was lined up on the center of the offensive line, so they could take advantage, obviously, of our interior O-line and stuff. Bro, literally that play, like as he was talking, Myles Garrett has not had a sack. Oh wait, like.
Hey, I mean, the only good thing is, in my opinion, just throw Fromm or Howell in there next week, and we hopefully lose that game, and hopefully we get top 15 pick. I think it's going to be time, man. We need to draft a quarterback. And that's a topic for another day. I really feel like we got guys like Anthony Richardson that could fall down in the draft. So we'll see, but that's for another day.
This offseason is going to be another offseason where got to just figure out so many things. But it starts with QB, O-line, coaching.
Owner first.
Owner first, of course. That's been on the list for so long, but we've been ignoring that for a while.
So I don't know if we're gonna be able to get him, Sean. Unless we trade up. I mean, I would love to trade up for Young. You guys know me, the Bama fan. I would love to trade up for Young, but he's going number 1 to Houston. I mean, I think that case has been closed for a bit now, especially after last night. And
I think yeah. I mean, Stroud's definitely going top 10, but that's what I'm saying. Anthony Richardson could fall into our lap. Because if Will Levis goes top 5, he's the next Zach Wilson. I'm telling you that right now. Will Levis does not have the talent. Someone screen cap it if they want. Will Levis does not have the talent to ever be a franchise quarterback. Bryce Young, CJ Stroud, absolutely. Anthony Richardson, high risk, high reward. Will Levis is mid. He's being crazy overhyped. I saw Mel Kiper had him at a top grade. He's the number 1 quarterback out of his draft board. And Mel Kiper is one of the worst analysts in football. So you should take that with a grain of salt.
We would still love to have Mel on, just
yeah. Just ignore
that's not a take that all of us said. Yes. But
wow, bro. Wow.
I'm just listening myself. No, I'm joking. Yeah. I completely see where you're coming from, Noah. But yeah, guys, I think this is gonna wrap things up. First off, I want to shout out everybody in the chat. We appreciate the lively chat today. Kim with the first comment. I identify as a stick of glue as the next one. Just LJ34. Speaking of Lamar Jackson, I think he's gonna be franchise tagged by the Ravens, like at worst. So I don't know.
You think, bro?
That's my dream.
They're gonna give up their entire franchise to get.
I
brother
said
ain't
at
coming to
worst. I said at worst. At worst for the
okay,
Ravens.
okay.
I mean,
Okay.
at worst for
My
the
brother
Ravens.
ain't coming to Washington. He ain't coming to Washington, man.
I know, man, bro. That would be my dream. That would be my dream for sure. Riverboat has drowned. Okay, Naeem. Oh, Naeem. Oh my gosh. Arguably, I wouldn't say. I mean, maybe commenter of the day, man. Like a lot of fire comments. We see you. We appreciate you, Brandon Williams, the Cow Turds fan himself. David DC, long time supporter of us. Looking through Awesomeness Sports as well. Siam Hashimi. Who else? Sean Walker, appreciate you very much for your comment and shouting us out in our show. Frost 40 below, great comments as well. Fire comments as well. Everybody had fire comments today. We appreciate you. We love you guys. This is January 1st, 2023. Don't let this team bring down the start of your year in general, right? Because obviously this team will play in the fall, next fall, and yeah.
And plus, you might see Carson Wentz in the XFL. So check out the spring.
No, we did not want to hear that. That's not how we should end our show. Noah, we got to end our show with talking about Deron Payne, 11.5 sacks, a monster out there on the field. Brian Robinson doing some good things. I think he's our RB1 for the future. We got to talk about some good things on this team, Jonathan Allen, and so forth.
Yo, Jamin Davis, I told you all have to have some faith in him, man. I told you.
You did. Happy New Year to you too, Dave. Happy New Year to all you guys. We appreciate you, like, sincerely. Whether it's one comment, one person who watches this, like 50 million, it doesn't matter. We appreciate every single one of you. We guys know that you guys, well, first off, you're busy. Secondly, like, you're watching us after watching that trash of a game by that abysmal franchise once again. So we appreciate all of it. We know it takes a lot for you guys to do that. And appreciate you, Frost. Seriously, we really do. And again, Happy New Year. I guess maybe 2 minutes talking about this next matchup against the Cowboys. Like, I think it's going to be an L. I think that's all I'm going to say. Abdullah?
Dude,
we don't need to
get blown out. I mean, obviously the Packers are going to make.
And you know the Cowboys. Oh, I think somebody commented this earlier in the stream. I just didn't get to it. I think the Cowboys are going to be playing their starters because the division is still on the line. The Eagles lost today, right? I think, right? If the Cowboys win, the Eagles lose next week.
They take the division.
Dude, even with their backups, we're probably losing that too. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I mean, their backup running back is Tony Pollard, who should not have made it to the Pro Bowl over CMC, but that's another story for another day. You know, the Cowboys star, Margetswell, Brandswell, whatever. My
thoughts real quick is just start from, play Powell, and that's it. I don't care if we lose by 100 because we're not going to win. So,
yep. Yeah. And that's a very reasonable take. Abdullah, I mean, your take on the quarterback situation next week? I mean, any situation really.
Start Sam Howell. Man, Carson Wentz was a mistake. We did have Kirk Cousins on this team not too long ago. But with all that being said,
Stop it.
I think
it took how many years?
I hope Kirk Cousins wins the Super Bowl.
5 years?
I will be going live on
You realize, Noah, do I really need to bring up the stat once more? We literally, the last 2 years before the season, I'm talking about 2020, 2021, we won one less game than the Kirk Cousins-led Vikings. One less game in those 2 abysmal years that we had. Okay, yes, this year the Vikings have done well, although they've won a lot of one-possession games. They got very lucky. Next year, I expect the fall off. I expect the fall off next year. That's all I'm going to say.
Kirk for MVP, bro. Kirk for MVP.
No, stop it. Justin Jefferson for MVP.
Okay,
Justin Jefferson.
You're saying if Kirk Cousins is on this team, he doesn't make a difference?
Oh, he will. Well, see, now you're putting words in my mouth. He will make a difference. But you're discounting the last 4 years. You think Kirk Cousins it's a 1-year deal? No, it's a 5-year deal, right? Because we're talking about all the way back to 2018, and I still would not have taken Kirk over the last 4 or 5 years when we're still winning 7 games, 8 games, and we're paying a guy $40 million a year. That's a take for another day. We'll save that for another video because we gotta go. We appreciate it, Noah, Abdullah. You guys know I always appreciate you guys and everything you've done for this channel. Sincerely, from 2022, Abdullah made that heartfelt post on IG. I saw that it speaks to the family that we have here at DMV Sports Zone. And while I can get on your guys' nerves sometimes, I appreciate you guys for everything you do.
Sometimes.
And yeah.
Appreciate it, guys. And I'm excited for everyone on the stream. You guys still care about the Capitals or Wizards?
Yes,
We
Capitals.
got a 3-game win streak, baby.
Yeah, I'll bring that back up.
Yeah, we talk about the Wizards, Capitals.
Yeah,
Yes.
another day. But hey, the goaltending, like Charlie Lindgren, a lot of these new guys coming in. Gotta keep keep the names in mind. So
yes, sir. They need to carry us. You know, they need to carry DC Sports on their back once again.
they've done it for 10 years. They'll keep doing it. You know, they always
I know.
do it. Yeah.
I know. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe to the DMVSportsZone channel. We like to post prior content like this as much as possible. Also, go follow our Twitter page at DMVSportsZone, Instagram page, all lowercase DMVSportsZone, and our TikTok page as well at DMVSportsZone. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Happy New Year, man. This is January 1st, 2023. There might be some bad moments, but this year I firmly believe is going to be a good year for all of us. And love you guys. See you on the next one covering this abysmal friend.